Now we are back with the Galaxy Z Fold7 once more because I'm still waiting for the flip to test out the Exynos. So let's do a quick gaming test of the folded mode for the Galaxy Z Fold7 instead, because a few of you are asking how is it gonna perform if you don't unfold it like this. And in a way, I do think that the performance is gonna be hindered a bit because, as you can see from the full gaming test of the Z Fold7 unfolded, the thermal hotspot will be somewhere around here because the camera bump is here, the chipset is somewhere near here as well, so the obvious hotspot is gonna be around here. Again, that is shown in the thermal camera picture. So if we fold the device, then that thermal hotspot is gonna get trapped in between the displays. So how is that gonna affect the performance of the Galaxy Z Fold7? So let's find out today. I will be using all of the same settings as the gaming test when we did it unfolded. So if you want more details, do watch that video. I'll leave all of the details at the top right corner here or down in the description below, so you can watch that video to check out all of the settings alongside with the game booster settings that we had used. So let's get started with Genshin Impact. I will be skipping quite a lot of games, so Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone 0, Wuthering Waves. So we are back in Genshin Impact. Yeah, I have to continue doing this. I have not logged into this game since then because I kinda quit Genshin Impact since this game is actively designed to go against the player. Wuthering Waves is a lot better actually. So as you can see, the render resolution is quite low, 1512 by 648. Even lower than 720p. But again, the game doesn't look that bad. So I kinda wonder what kind of magic Samsung is doing to this phone. Are they using any upscaler technology? Not that I know of. Whoa, that was close. What? Could have explained the instructions clearer, right? I don't know where I should go once I land. Okay. One thing's for sure, the power consumption is a lot lower. And I guess the reason why a lot of people ask me to do the gaming test in this form factor when it is folded is because, well, the wider Z Fold7 display kind of makes it feel like a full-size display on the something like the S25 Ultra, right? Kind of, not as big as the S25 Ultra, which I am actually very glad because I am very afraid if the Z Fold7 is as wide as the S25 Ultra, that would be quite unwieldy. But yeah, this kind of form factor is a lot better. Let me just start recording as well because they yap so much in this kind of quest area. So far, it's been 60 FPS. It's better than being unfolded, of course, because the render resolution is a lot lower in comparison. Then again, the characters don't look bad, even though the render resolution is only 648p. less than 720p, and yet it looks so good. I'm really not sure if there's any kind of upscaler or anything like that, because Samsung did not mention any of them. But I'm not surprised if they're using any sort of upscaler, because this is unreal. 648 by 1512. Characters look good, no jagginess, highest graphical settings of course, and everything looks sharp. The subtitles here, they look sharp, they don't have any sort of weird jagginess or whatsoever, because usually if you run games at lower resolution, the text will be the first to look the ugliest. One thing surprising, we can see the CPU and GPU utilization is not even 100%, because when we unfold it, the GPU is always 100%. And currently the power consumption is really low, about 3 watts something. I'm not even bothering with the text that they're talking, by the way, I'm just skipping. Temperature 35 degrees Celsius, it is slowly rising, ever so slowly rising, but since the CPU and GPU utilization is not at a consistent 100%, that means the chip is not getting pushed to its maximum, or at least partially maximum. So am I done with the quest or what? What the heck is this bug? As in a seriously literal bug that's flying across my room. I can't see anything with that weird ass camera angle. So now we're seeing the GPU utilization somehow spiking to 100% sometimes. That is indeed good to see. I would want it to utilize the hardware whenever possible. Of course, if it doesn't overheat. Oh, it's there. So how do I wake this thing up? Oh, nice. Okay, challenge part 2. It's a nice challenge. Well designed. Those with the white bar, the white shield. Annoying bosses. Ah, this BS enemy again. they just respawn slow. Why are you here? Should I do it now? I've been in the game for like half an hour already. I think not. I'll leave that for next time, maybe for the Z Flip7 gaming test. Actually, I need to spend the resin as well, but I'm too lazy. You know what, we will head back to Netland for a while. So back at the map here, we can see it's actually running quite okay. It's not at 100% CPU and GPU utilization, which is good. Wattage seems to be lower as well. I'm not sure, but 41.5 degrees Celsius right now. As expected, it will get hot since, you know, we're covering the hotspot in between the screen. I mean, sandwiching the hotspot inside. That is to be expected, but anyway, you know what, let's go spend all of my resin. Where do I condense them? My best team for this artifact domain is actually not her, but this. Not this either. Where's my, this team. I'll show you how I farm. Maybe I can use the whatever new enlightenment thing there, right? That I think that would be okay. I've not used any of them yet, but anyway, yeah, that's Genshin Impact for you. Overall, the performance is actually very good, even though it is folded. 41.2 degrees Celsius. I think the thermal limit is 41.5 or somewhere around there. It's very low, but again, let me take temperature because I am very curious. So from the thermal camera, you can see that the entire device is kind of equally hot. I'll just show you a picture on the screen here as well. So what you can see here is that the heat is pretty much spread evenly At the back of the phone is where things get funky. As you can see, there is a hotspot. So this hotspot, let me see what's the temperature like. A bit hot, about 44 degrees Celsius. Kind of the same as when we did it in folded mode, unfolded mode. So nothing surprising there, but I'm surprised is the inner display, 45 degrees Celsius. Okay, so definitely if we are playing the game when it is in folded mode, heat is gonna trap inside around here. So yeah, it is gonna be hotter. So as you can see, the game does transition between folded and unfolded quite seamlessly. So as you can see, when it is unfolded, the render resolution is at 1512 by 1365. So if we fold it right now, it will turn off the screen, but we can unlock it. And then you can see the game instantly resizes to 1512 by 648. And I can do that once more by unfolding. Then it will transition to this kind of UI. So I would say for Genshin Impact, it works well for the folded display. Yeah, overall performance is surprisingly stable and good, just like when it was unfolded. So all good there. It's just that the render resolution, even though it is a bit low, the game still looks good. No idea what kind of magic Samsung is doing here, but so yeah, I'm just amazed by the FPS that we get on the Galaxy Z Fold7, because the other thin foldable device, it crashed hard in terms of the frame rate. So now let's move on to Zenless Zone 0, which is a lot more demanding. And now it's time for Zenless Zone 0. Surprisingly, in this new area here, it is not exactly laggy, which is good. GPU is at 100%. I'm really surprised though. This place usually the frame drops magnificently. That bug is annoying. Wait. Oh, it's a mosquito. Okay, it's dead. Do you want to see it? Hey, mosquito. Now that the bug is dead, we can see Zenless Zone 0 at this area here runs pretty fine. Usually it drops a lot, even on high-end devices like the ROG Phone 9 Pro that I have. It's buried underneath a bunch of phones, but that's okay. So, again, same settings. Render resolution, of course, is a lot higher than Genshin Impact, 2160 by 926. So let's hop into the Flower Boss and see how things go. Record. Let's see how things go, because usually this fight is gonna be the most stressful for the CPU and GPU utilizations, as in the chipset entirely. Let's see if it does thermal throttle and if it does have any other issues, because I expect there will be frame drops, a lot of them. Oh, I can't really see Miyabi's stacks. That context info is kind of blocking. This menu is definitely gonna drop frames, but overall still not too bad. What? Stop. Done. Overall, there were frame drops, especially when you go into the chain attack and whatsoever. But the gameplay itself is actually quite okay. 97.7 million damage, actually higher than the usual 80 something, so that's good. The overall frame rate here is actually better than when it was unfolded. Usually when you play games in folded mode, yeah, the heat is gonna get trapped inside like what we showed just now, and yet it still managed to perform real well. 42.6 degrees Celsius is what I saw. Amazing. It managed to retain the performance. Okay, so when it comes to Wuthering Waves, of course this game a lot more optimized than Genshin Impact, so we can see render resolution is real high at 2520 by 1080. Not sure how this phone is gonna handle it, but we will try. That is why we're here, right? Okay, I'm done. Let's go farm some dragons. I will start recording here. Now let's go. The map is blocked partially. I can't really see what the heck is going on, but we're still gonna do what we do. Scam. What did you auto aim, sir? What are you shooting? By the way, these are all scams. Those are not treasure. I'm real surprised though. What's the temperature now? 42.5 degrees Celsius. We got a minor frame drop just now, but we are constantly at around like 50-ish FPS. It's consistent. That's surprising. Now there's some frame drops. Probably it is like on the brink of thermal throttling, but not really. Ayo, I'm stuck. This thing wants to fight, and okay, let's fight. Can't see anything though. Saved. See, mobility in Wuthering Waves is just so much better than Genshin. In Genshin, they will probably tell you to get a new 5-star character just to do some basic movement. That's what happened to Natlan. I think I farmed enough of these streaks. I've been in the game for like nearly 20 minutes. Actually, I think it is 20 minutes since we also spent time farming the thing, which is amazing. We can see the temperature is 43.8 degrees Celsius and we are still not thermal throttling like what we saw previously. It still runs fine. Render resolution is high. Character model looks amazing. Yep. Please don't get me demonetized because of this shot, but yeah, it does look good. So I'm still very amazed by the performance of the Galaxy Z Fold7. They managed to tune the Snapdragon 8 Elite to function so well in all circumstances. I'm just amazed. Like how did Samsung do this? For the fun of it, let's also do COD Mobile Battle Royale mode because why not? Just to double confirm with the graphical settings here, you can see practically the same as the multiplayer mode that we used earlier. So the most important thing is super resolution. Since it's turned on, you can see the render resolution is at 2528 by 1080. Okay, now let's hop into a game of Battle Royale. Oh god. I don't know how to switch weapon. Doesn't seem to have a button to change weapons. What the heck are you shooting, my guy? Not knowing how to switch weapons using a controller is kind of BS. Should have more people coming soon. But so far, 120 FPS, really not an issue. COD Mobile, PUBG Mobile, they're not demanding at all. So yeah, unless it's COD Warzone, that game is an unoptimized mess, and thank Activision that COD Warzone Mobile is dead. Circle's gonna close in on me. I just have to say the temperature even dropped while you're playing COD mobile in Battle Royale mode. So yeah, this game is not demanding.
The safe zone is collapsed.
I'm very exposed. Oh, there we go. Win. 120 FPS, consistent, no problems at all. And now let's talk about the analysis part. So you can see all of the recording that says today means they are recorded today, obviously. We'll start off with Genshin Impact. So as you can see here, Genshin Impact, it ran very well. Average power consumption was 4 watts. You can see all of the dips to 0 here is because when you teleport, then it goes to 0. Overall frame rate consistency, I would say it hovers around somewhere 50 degrees, and it seems to be using multi-stage thermal throttling as well. So you can see at first it was 60 FPS quite consistently, then when it reached this line here, somewhere around this line, which is around like 30, I don't know what's the temperature, 38-ish, then it starts to thermal throttle a bit. It drops the frame rate to around like 50 average, and then as you can see here, when the temperature goes all the way up here, it drops the frame rate a bit more to about like 45-ish, and then it stabilizes. Kind of interesting to see how Samsung is tuning the overall Snapdragon 8 Elite to behave in the Z Fold7 to ensure that it works properly for this kind of thin form factor. They did a really good job here. The render resolution is very low, 1512 by 648 only, but overall the game still looks good. So I'm not sure if there's any sort of upscaler or anything like that, but the end result speaks for itself. Now the most demanding of all is of course Zenless Zone 0. I'm not sure why the camera is not focusing, but 4.38 watts average, maximum temperature 42.5 degrees Celsius, and the average frame rate is all over the place. So you can see, I would say it's like around 30-ish FPS is the average. It does dip below 30 down to like 15 at certain points, and overall the gameplay, I would still say it's actually quite fine. So here are all of the stats. Surprisingly, it doesn't use 100% of any CPU. That means CPU bottleneck, not quite, but nearly there. So you can see the power consumption and all of that. If I'm not mistaken, 4.38 watts is a bit higher, yes, compared to when we do it unfolded, because the render resolution when it is unfolded, I'm not sure if this is higher or lower, because how the game works and whatnot. Yeah, either way, I'll leave all of the math on the screen here. The performance when it is folded and unfolded, I would say it's kind of similar in a way. So yeah. For Wuthering Waves, render resolution 2520 by 1080, really high. Power consumption average nearly 5 watts, so you can see the frame rate does drop sometimes. And yeah, when we were playing the game, it does stutter at certain occasions. And flying around the map actually feels very good to play on this phone, even though it is folded. Average frame rate, they say it is like 50, nearly 50 FPS. Okay. And yeah, it's actually very smooth to play Wuthering Waves. Not the smoothest, but very smooth. COD Mobile, not an issue at all. So we can see 100% smoothness. The frame rate is practically locked at 120 FPS, and then we can see render resolution 2528 by 1080 pixels, which is the native resolution of this phone's folded display. Now, maximum temperature 42.5. Not really, because you can see it actually drops from the beginning to the end. So if the temperature drops like this, that means the game is just not demanding at all. And yeah, I had a great time on COD Mobile Battle Royale mode. So yeah, For those who are asking for the gaming test of the Galaxy Z Fold7 in folded mode, there you go. The performance is surprisingly good. So if you want to play it folded or unfolded, go on ahead. I'm just very impressed by how Samsung tuned the whole Snapdragon 8 Elite to work properly on the Galaxy Z Fold7. This kind of tuning should be the case from the beginning. I say that because the Galaxy S25 with the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy performed quite badly because this phone, for whatever reason, tried to take in like 8 watts of power consistently. Of course, it's gonna thermal throttle itself to oblivion with that high of a power. So for this phone though, it is much more controlled. We are not getting the best frame rate, the highest frame rate possible, but it is very consistent and the overall gameplay is smooth. And that is why I always say the frame rate consistency is more important than the frame rate number. Imagine if you are playing a game 120 FPS, but then when it thermal throttles, it dropped all the way to 20 FPS. From 120 FPS down to 20 FPS in a snap of a finger is just very distracting. But what Samsung did here is to make it gradually drop a bit by a bit, and then it stabilizes. It managed to stabilize at a certain frame rate, not the highest frame rate, but very smooth. The perfect example here is actually Genshin Impact when it is folded. So you can see at first you get really good frame rates, and then at certain temperature it drops the average to somewhere around here, and then when the temperature rises some more, then you can see the frame rate starts to fluctuate a bit more, but it is still kept within that small range of fluctuation. And this is actually very good in terms of how they tune it. So yeah, if you have any other questions regarding the Galaxy Z Fold7 and the gaming test, then do leave them down in the comment section below. Do remember to hit the like and subscribe button. If anyone is asking if we are playing it in the 12 gig or 16 gig version, we have the 12 gigs RAM version, and the RAM capacity doesn't actually matter here. Your RAM speed matters, and as you can see here, this phone is using LPDDR5X, which is pretty good. As far as I know, 5T is the highest as of now, but I'm not really sure which phone is using 5T. If you want to learn more about why your RAM speed is more important than your RAM capacity, then the link is at the top right corner here or down in the description below. Again, do like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video, where we talk about the technical review of this phone. Yeah, goodbye.